Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Herbie again, coming to talk to you specifically, picking back up off my last video on commuter schools versus residential campuses. I'm going to talk about some tips that you can take to make your college experience a little bit more engaging if you're a commuter. And let's get into the little details of that. Now, when you're commuting to a college campus, that means you don't live on campus. That means there are dorms, meal plans. You're not really in part of any of that. Typically, students who are going to their local state school are going to find that it's a lot cheaper to commute. And there are some downsides, right? But first, I'm going to talk about the positives here. The biggest thing you're going to benefit is that it's going to be substantially cheaper to go to a school as a commuter than to live on campus. Now, going as a commuter is never a bad thing. I commuted for a good chunk of my life. It was significantly cheaper. I was able to pretty much pay for most of the early parts of my college just solely on my grants. And that, had definitely came out in my favor once I graduated, right? But everybody's decision is going to have to be personal in that regard. But one thing you will notice, though, is that you're going to need you're going to need some things, right? When you're commuting, you're pretty much living out of your backpack. You're not going to be able to run to your dorm, drop your books off, and re-engage. So what often I would suggest people to do is, honestly, you're going to need, I hate to say it, you're probably going to need a car. If you're commuting via bus or bike or whatever mode of transportation, you got to do what you got to do, but ideally you're probably going to need a car. And the reason I'm going to say that is that that's a place where you can drop off all your stuff. Otherwise, you're going to carry a day's worth of supplies in your backpack. And one of the things that you're going to notice is that you're going to have large gaps of time in your day, and you're not know what you're going to do with it. The key thing here when you're a commuter, we want to try to make this experience to be a little bit more engaging for you, so you feel like you are on campus. So when you have these schedules where you're in class from 10 a.m., you're a pretty strong schedule from 10 a.m. to, let's say, 1 p.m., and then your next class is not until 5 or 6 p.m., how do you manage that? Some people run back home. I don't recommend that. I really, really encourage everybody to stay on campus as much as possible. Take that time, go to the library, put in some work, develop your own routine, your own schedule. Hit that 6 p.m. class, stay until after 7 o'clock. Hit that library again, or maybe even eat your dinner at the campus dining hall. Listen, there's going to be tons of people on your campus, and even if you're commuting, you can really find a way to connect with your peers on this level outside the classroom, because your friends who are having the more residential experience, they are eating in the cafeterias, they are hanging out in the dorms, and it may not be the best thing for you to do to hang out in the dorms, especially if you don't live there. But other places are free game, especially the library and the student union. Those are great places to hang out. Those are great places to maximize your downtime, so you can get a little bit of that social engagement that you are missing for commuting. Other piece I'm going to suggest is when you're commuting back and forth, is to do your best to really keep your mind frame on campus. There are going to be rallies, concerts on campus, cool activities, right? I went to University of Maryland. There was these things. They always had something going on campus, like almost every other day. And then there were also smaller groups that were hosting maybe barbecues on campus. They may have had guest speakers coming to talk about cultural affairs. At my school, was at the Nimburu Cultural Center. It was really awesome. Often had guest speakers. Seen Dr. Cornell West there. You have to make sure your mind is right. Hanging out by the union in the library, you're going to see advertisements and posters of things that are going on campus. Do your best to engage in that. It's really important. It's an opportunity to socialize and to meet other people. You don't want to do what you did in high school, where you went to school and then you went home. College is very different. Academics is really important, but you're also there really to network. And you're not going to network if you're cooped up in your house all day. So use that time wisely in between classes to engage on campus. Be present. Be a part of the campus culture. Go to the football games. Go to the basketball games. Tailgate. do all those things. You don't need to live on campus to enjoy those aspects of college life. So these are some of the tips that I wanted to share with everybody here, because in these times right now, there are a lot of first generation college students going to college, and they need to do it affordably. And living off campus is probably the best way to do it. One more key thing that just reminded me is that I reminded myself of is when you are commuting, you want to make sure your parents understand that this is not high school. They are used to seeing you come and go in more of a high school mentality, and they may be expecting a little bit of that. So if you're living at home with your parents and you're getting that pressure, have that direct conversation explain to them that no, you are at the library 4 or 5 hours a day in between classes, and that you do participate with the activities going on campus, that it is a different experience. You might be coming home late, but as long as you're getting all your work done at the library, it's not really too big of a deal. And you're getting home safely as well. So I don't recommend anybody walking home in a dangerous neighborhood, not by any stretch of the imagination. But if you have a car, make sure you're maximizing those opportunities. You really want to take advantage of it, of all the things your campus offers beyond the education. And your family may not quite understand it, especially if they didn't go to college. So have that direct conversation with them. So again, I really want to encourage you all to enjoy your experience in college and make it as fun and as affordable as possible, if that is one of your concerns. Again, thank you so much for coming into my channel. This has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to making more videos, but thank you for tuning in. Definitely like it and share with a friend. Take care. Peace.